The year 2025 has barely begun. A massive wildfire is raging through Los Angeles, consuming thousands of acres and forcing families to flee for their lives. But here's where things take a strange turn. This exact scenario was already played out on The Simpsons 9 years ago. On September 25, 2016, an episode where an American town engulfed in flames, with aerial views strikingly similar to the real-life devastation happening right now. Over the years, The Simpsons have seemingly predicted major world events time and time again. But how? Is this just a case of life imitating art? Or is there a hidden force behind these unsettling prophecies? Get ready, because the truth behind The Simpsons' predictions might be more shocking than you ever imagined. You must have seen an episode titled Bart to the Future. It was 2000, and Simpsons depicted Lisa Simpson as the new U.S. president, struggling to fix the financial mess left behind by President Donald Trump. Back then, it seemed crazy. Trump was just a rich businessman and a TV show star. But in 2016, this far-fetched scenario became reality when Trump won the presidency. How were these predictions made? Is there a hidden truth? Did powerful figures shape events before they happened? And beyond the possibility of a major wildfire in Los Angeles in 2025, which other predictions from this iconic animated series might still come true? It's a famous animated sitcom series. Since its debut on December 17, 1989, this animated series has released over 750 episodes, earning the title of the longest-running show in both animation and scripted television history. Initially aimed at younger audiences, but it has now evolved into a widely recognized series enjoyed by viewers of all ages. One of the most fascinating aspects of the show is its uncanny ability to depict events that, years later, seem to unfold in real life. In a moment that seemed straight out of former U.S. President Donald Trump, Saudi King Salman and the Egyptian president were photographed placing their hands on a mysterious glowing orb. The mystery image sparked endless speculation, but the real shock came when people realized The Simpsons had shown an almost identical scene back in 2002. How could an animated series predict such an unexpected and symbolic moment over a decade in advance? Was this just a strange coincidence, or is there something deeper behind these uncanny foresights? A simple cartoon character solving one of the biggest mysteries in physics? In a 1998 episode, Homer Simpson casually scribbled a formula on a chalkboard, something that seemed like just another gag. But years later, scientists were stunned to find that his equation was close to predicting the Higgs boson, also known as the God particle. This groundbreaking discovery didn't happen until 2012, making the accuracy of this scene almost impossible to ignore. Does The Simpsons somehow tap into the secrets of the universe long before the rest of us? In 1998, The Simpsons quietly placed a simple background sign that no one thought twice about. 20th Century Fox, a division of Walt Disney. At the time, it seemed insane. But nearly 20 years later, the impossible became reality. Disney didn't just expand its empire, it took over Fox in $71 billion. How could an animated series predict one of the biggest corporate takeovers in history with such eerie precision? With so many of their predictions coming true, we have to ask, are The Simpsons writers just incredibly insightful? Or could they actually be time travelers? In 1995, The Simpsons gave us a peek into a world that didn't exist yet, where people talked to their watches as if they were phones. Back then, it seemed like pure science fiction, something straight out of a dream. But 2 decades later, in 2015, that dream became a reality when Apple introduced the Apple Watch, forever changing the way we interact with technology. Moving forward, in 1993, The Simpsons aired an episode that seemed like just another outlandish storyline. A virus from Asia sweeps across Springfield, leaving people sick and terrified. At the time, it was nothing more than cartoon fiction. But then, in 2020, that fiction became a reality. The world was brought to its knees by the COVID-19 pandemic, a shocking parallel to what had played out on screen decades earlier. And as if that wasn't enough, the same episode also featured something even more unsettling: swarms of aggressive hornets attacking people. Years later, in 2020, the US was suddenly invaded by what scientists called murder hornets. Could this really be just a random coincidence, or is there something much deeper at play? The questions that are on your mind are the same as mine, but their answers are still unclear. The next prediction is long before virtual reality headsets became part of everyday life. The Simpsons had already shown us a world where people were fully immersed in digital realities. At the time, it felt like pure science fiction, just another wild cartoon gag. But today, companies like Meta, Sony, and HTC have made that vision a reality. VR gaming is no longer a fantasy, it's true. More prediction on our list is the USA's female president. For centuries, the highest office in the United States has been held exclusively by men. But The Simpsons suggested a different future, one where a woman finally takes the presidency. In 2016, Hillary Clinton came incredibly close but fell short. In 2024, Vice President Kamala Harris was another contender, but the election results confirmed a different outcome. So, where does the path for a female president truly begin? A later Simpsons episode added another layer to the mystery. In the background of one scene, a small campaign badge appeared with the words, "Ivanka 2028. Could this be a hint at a future political figure stepping into the race? As of now, she has not entered American politics. But could this change in 2025? In another episode of 2010, The Simpsons showcased something deeply unsettling, a device that could control the human mind. At the time, it was just another unexpected storyline. But as of now, the reality seems to be catching up. Tech billionaire Elon Musk, known for Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink, is working on something similar. His company, Neuralink, has spent years developing a brain implant that will allow direct communication between the human brain and computers. In 2012, The Simpsons showed something that seemed over the top even for Lady Gaga: a high-flying stadium entrance, a silver-studded outfit, and a show-stopping performance. 5 years later, the real Lady Gaga descends from the roof of Houston's NRG Stadium, performing at the Super Bowl halftime show in a nearly identical way. The choreography, the look, the entrance, all matching what The Simpsons had already shown. Coincidence? Maybe. But when a cartoon predicts a live event down to the finest details, it raises the question, is this just an astonishing stroke of luck or something far stranger? Now, moving on to the next prediction, in a 1996 episode, fusion energy was mentioned. Fusion energy is more powerful than current clean energy because it doesn't create greenhouse gases, generates more power with less fuel, and as of now, in energy generation, fusion doesn't leave behind the long-term radioactive waste compared to traditional methods. 2 years ago, a lab in California successfully demonstrated a fusion reaction, which was predicted by The Simpsons in 1996. It's possible that a prototype of fusion energy might be introduced to the world in 2025. If that happens, it could make electricity generation cheaper than hydropower, wind turbines, and solar energy, with no harm to the environment. While many of The Simpsons' predictions have come true, the fame of this animated series led people to intentionally copy some of its scenes to grab attention. For instance, in a 2012 episode, Lady Gaga was shown performing in a silver dress, hanging in the air during a concert. In 2017, Lady Gaga actually did the same performance. Similarly, Miley Cyrus replicated the Simpsons wrecking ball scene, which originally aired in 1994. There's no doubt that the Simpsons have made some shockingly accurate predictions. But is every claim really true? The burning globe image you saw at the start of this video is one of the most famous examples. Many believe that The Simpsons predicted this moment years before it happened. But in reality, that's not what happened at all. The real photo was taken in 2017, showing Donald Trump, King Salman, and the Egyptian president launching an anti-extremism center with their hands on a glowing globe. After the image went viral, The Simpsons created a 2019 episode parodying the moment, not predicting it. And this isn't the only case. Many so-called predictions are actually just the show's satirical take on real-world events. Are The Simpsons really predicting the future, or are they just exceptionally good at spotting trends? The show's writers don't have supernatural foresight. They closely observe technology, politics, and social movements, then exaggerate them for comedic effect. With over 750 episodes, it's no surprise that some moments seem naturally accurate in hindsight. Take Donald Trump's presidency, for example. When The Simpsons referenced it in 2000, he was already a major public figure in politics and business. The idea wasn't some impossible prophecy. It was a logical what-if scenario based on trends at the time. The same goes for technology and global events. Writers looked at emerging city designs, and their vision of the future, once considered fiction, simply lined up with reality years later. Not a prediction, but an educated guess. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and share. See you in the next amazing video.